Okay, so I saw Alicia shared a clip this morning, and we're going to play that in a second here. But of course, it's big baby victim Laura. You know, talking about what a victim she is, as per usual. Just got back from Las Vegas. You think she would be on a fucking high, right? Oh, I had a great trip. It was wonderful. No, no. Laura's back to YouTube, back to bitching, back to being a victim, back to saying she's, leaving the community and everything else. But in this particular clip, which I find really fucking funny, she is speaking about her business, okay, and how I guess I tried to ruin her fucking business. Now, this is really fucking funny because we're going to go through the history of Laura's business on YouTube. But first, we're going to play the clip, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss, the evolution of Laura's fucking business on YouTube.
I still needed to pay for shit. And here they are trying to smash my business for years. So I couldn't fucking live. So I couldn't put fucking food on the table. So I couldn't, if that's not fucking real life, I don't know what is. Calling CPS doesn't stop someone from making money. Calling CPS didn't stop her from bringing in an income.
Okay, so let me stop that right there, all right? Yeah, Laura, actually, I do make money on YouTube, okay? I don't know if you noticed, but my channel is monetized as well, okay? I had members, and I had a much, I had much more people in my chats and stuff back then. So your, CPS call actually did affect my income. Now, I chose to leave here for 4 months because, I felt like my family was under siege. We were being attacked. And so I didn't know exactly where it was coming from, and I felt like the smart thing to do would be to leave for a little while and kind of sit back and observe and see if the person, you, outs themselves, which you did. But yes, I lost income for 4 entire months, Laura. I was making, not millions of dollars, but I did make extra money on YouTube, and it did fuck up my personal income because when I came back after that, okay, after 4 months of being gone, everybody knows what happens. You're like no longer in the algorithm, and it's very hard to get your channel back on track and get, people back in your chats and all that kind of stuff. And so, yes, it did fuck up my income, Laura. I know you don't think it matters because, I have a husband, but any bit of money that we get helps, okay, in my family. So it helps, alleviate some of the pressure off of him that, he pays for everything. So when I make a little extra income for myself, it helps out, Laura. It helps out for, me to get the things that and pay for things that he, doesn't have to pay for. So he has some extra money for himself. Okay. That's how it works when you're in a relationship, in a marriage. Okay. So, yeah, actually your call did fuck up my fucking personal income. And I was unable to make money for 4 entire months of my life. And when I came back, it was really hard. And, had you not called, I would have never lost that income because I never would have left YouTube for, a few months. So, and it fucked up more than 4 months because it took me a while to get back, to where I was after being gone for 4 months. And I never fully really even recovered. But, yeah, so, I mean, you're the only person here that thinks you have a fucking family to feed, or children to care for. Laura, just because you're by yourself, that's your choice. But I have a family too. I have a husband who's a sole income earner at my house. Okay. And so every little bit we get helps our family out. Not just me, but it helps my family out.
But you know what does? Bashing my fucking business, going through my business with a fine-tooth comb, stating what you like about it and what you don't like about it, like it even fucking matters. I don't give a fuck what you like about it. But that doesn't stop you from going through it every time I upload it, every time I fucking change it. Oh, I wonder what is going to say about it. Like, leave me the fuck alone.
Now, this is really funny, Laura, because you have always maintained that you don't watch my lives and you don't care what I have to say. But now you're sitting here saying, I wonder what MM's going to have to say about it. Well, I could tell all along that you were listening to me, and I expressed that many times on my lives. And honestly, a lot of the criticism that I gave you, I saw you fixing along the way. So I knew you were listening to me. You're welcome, by the way, for the great advice that I gave you. But because a lot of it wasn't me me just ripping you apart, Laura. I was just pointing out some of the things that you could do to fix your fucking, website and make it look a little better. And I saw you making some of those improvements over the years, I haven't talked about your business in God knows how long, but yeah, you're welcome for the advice.
And this goes on after the CPS call. So all of these people that think she's such a victim, fuck off. Because I'm sorry, but putting food on a table, feeding my children, and trying to ruin that is a hell of a lot more real life than some bullshit CPS call from 4.5 fucking years ago.
And now here's another thing Laura doesn't realize. Her CPS call could have fucked up my husband's income, okay? Because the disgusting shit that she said about him to the CPS, God forbid, they took it seriously or something like that. It really could have fucked up his job. And he has an actual, real job, Laura. I know you don't have a real job, but my husband has an actual fucking real job, okay, with benefits, a 401k, a pension, and all those big boy things, okay, all those fucking adult things. And your call could have really fucked that up for him. But you don't give a fuck, because, right, your kids are the only ones that need to fucking eat, right? Anyway, I cut Alicia's part of this clip out of here, and I will put a link to hers below because she brought up some good points as well. But I didn't want to play her whole entire video. Thank you, Alicia, and thank you to the next person because I'm going to play another clip. Somebody, gave me this timestamp. I go to this clip, and here's Laura completely contradicting herself. Now, this was from her last live that she did right before the current live that I'm playing right now. Where she's bitching about how people tried to destroy her business. This is literally from the prior live. So whether it was the day before or 2 days before, I don't know. I was away this weekend. But listen to this shit.
And to be honest with you, all these people that fucked with me, do you know what none of them ever did? And they could have easily, not one of them ever fucked up my business. Yeah, they would run their mouth. Nobody left horrible reviews. Everybody kept it separate. And that's when I knew these people were not real lifers. They weren't really coming to fuck up. They weren't really coming to fuck up your life. All they were doing was fucking with you on the internet. Whether they, whether they wanted to scare you, whatever. But the bottom line was not one of them ever fucked up my business. That speaks volumes because none of them wanted to go to jail. None of them, want a lawsuit.
What? Who the fuck is going to jail, right? And we know you're not going to sue us, Laura, because you have no fucking money.
So all these people that think Britney's in danger and Britney needs to watch out, guys, nothing's happening to Britney. And for Britney to sit there and, wallow in this misery, she's so horrible and all these, she's so scared. It's bullshit. It's absolute fucking bullshit. And I mean that. Because trust me, I've had some of the worst of the worst threaten me. And I've even said to Patreons and Discord, I'm like, you know what I realized? And this was a couple of years ago. But I'm like, you know what I realized? Not one of them ever messed with my business. Couple of people on Facebook, which was nothing. I just deleted it. But I don't even think those were the same people. I have a feeling I know who it was. But for the most part, yeah, nobody tried to fuck with me. Nobody tried to take away income from, my children. They did online. But, there's a whole world out there outside of YouTube.
Can you fucking believe this shit? This is literally the live before. The live that I just played. And this one, she's saying, oh, no, nobody ever fucked with my business. And then literally the next day or whenever it was, the next live, oh, you fucked with my income. You're trying to take kids out, food out of my kids' mouths. Dude, make your fucking mind up. How do these people sit in her chat and not think to themselves, wait a second. Last night, you were just saying the complete and utter fucking opposite. And by the way, she's telling this Britney girl, I guess, not to be scared. I don't know who's coming after her. I have no fucking idea. But she's telling Brittany, oh, you shouldn't be scared. Well, Laura, how about, you remember when Ballet Babe, I don't know, made some stupid comment about a gun, and Laura was flipping out, and she's like trying to like make peace because she was like so scared that this, allegedly 70-something-year-old woman was going to do something to her. I mean, it was just absurd. She acted like a complete fucking idiot about it, okay? And what about Dad with a phone? Remember when he was coming after you and you fucking called the cops? Right? You're telling somebody else not to be fucking scared. Okay. And nobody ever went real life on you. Well, what about those 5 CPS calls that you were constantly talking about, Laura? Is that not real life all of a sudden? Or is it because you're a CPS caller now and it doesn't really matter? You're trying to downplay that because, you're the fucking perpetrator. Just unbelievable how much she could contradict herself within, there's so many fucking contradictions. It's almost hard to fucking keep up with all of them. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go back to, Laura's poor candle company here. And I'm going to give you guys a very brief history. I could go through a fuller history, but I'm just going to show you guys a very, very brief history of, how Laura's candle business even started in this community. This was how she, burst onto the scene, so to speak, all right? This is what she was doing in the very, very beginning when she introduced her candle company. And before I even get into that, let me just say, yes, I did, laugh at some of her fucking candles. I would go on, live streams with Steph and we would laugh at some of the horrific, candles that she made, which I had a right to do. She had sent me a few of her candles, okay? So essentially I was a customer, right? And I had a right to review her candles. And I think Steph had received some as well. But, again, I'd like to just point out that it was only 6 months in between the time that me and Laura stopped talking to one another, in the time that she called CPS, okay? Not years and years and years. I know she says in here, and then she continued to talk about my candles after a CPS call. Yes, Laura, I did, because, you made it very obvious that you were the person who called, or at least you knew who did, because you said things on your live streams, which I've pointed out several times at this point in time, where you basically gave yourself away. You were, saying stuff about drinking and driving in the car with your kids. It's very specific stuff that was reported in my call. So I knew you had some type of involvement in it. So, you could fuck off. You fuck with my family and you could fuck all the way off. I may also point out here that, I haven't been live in well over a week now, okay? She does this shit all the time. Nobody's fucking talking about her. And here she is again, bringing me up. So, yes, I have a right to fucking respond to the lies that you fucking tell. But anyway, back to the history of Laura's candle company, okay? This is how Laura started her, candle company journey in the drama community, okay, where she was already really disliked. This was one of the first candles that she made, and it was the Bitches Brew, which I think she later turned into the Fat Bitch candle, if I remember correctly. And this was geared towards Wendy, okay? Laura was constantly talking about Wendy's weight, how she's, fat and everything. So she found these really shitty clip art graphics, and she put them on a candle, and she targeted Wendy on these candles. And then she really wonders why, people were criticizing her candles. I mean, just look at this fucking thing. The label's all wrinkled. It's not even on fucking straight. And this is how Laura got into the candle game on YouTube. This was the other candle, Don't Be a Wendy. Okay, again, with these two, just really bad clip art graphics of, overweight, obese women. And it says, Don't Be a Wendy on it. And then I can't read the rest of it because it's just fucking, I don't know if it's in another language or it's just a really bad font, which Laura is the queen of fucking doing, right? The layout and presentation of this just speaks for itself. It's fucking awful. But this was her marketing strategy when she first came here. She was like, I'm going to use my candles and I'm going to target people on YouTube, okay? And then I'm going to be expected to be taken seriously as a serious fucking business after this. She literally used her business to attack other people. And this was how she started, her candle business in the drama community on YouTube. And she just expected that, nobody was going to have a say. If you're going to do this type of thing, right, if you're going to use this type of marketing strategy, then your shit better look fucking good. Because on top of like the fact that this is just a horrible marketing strategy, let's just say, somebody uses this, at least make your shit look good. So it's like, okay, you know what? I can't even say anything because the candles are really fucking nice and the labels are fucking awesome. This is just horrible all around. It's just a fucking horrible idea all around. But again, this is how she started. This is what she thought was a good fucking idea. And then when people came back like myself and criticized her candles, she fucking cried about it. Okay, so this was another one, the Yo collection. I think this one was targeted at Diane, and then she had a St. Jude scammer candle. I can't seem to find a picture of that, but I think you could see it on the right side of this, candle here. She had like this little robber, graphic. It was fucking terrible, just like everything else that she fucking did on these. And, again, this was made to target somebody, okay? So she was using her candles to target people to try to make money off of them. And again, she was expected to be taken as a serious business after this. It's like, girl, you killed yourself right in the fucking beginning. This was one that she made that was geared towards Randy. You could see it up in the left corner, Ode to Randy, and then it says, I'm a victim. And I don't remember, don't mark my words on this, but I do remember at one point in time, Randy sharing a story, a very personal story about some struggles that she was having with her mental health. And I'm not sure if Laura made this candle after that, but it was pretty fucked up either way. And, she, again, was just using her candles to just market to just go after people in the drama community, all her enemies. And really expected that, people were going to be like, yeah, this is a great idea. I don't know if anybody ever bought any of these candles, but they were on her website. I mean, she actually, put these up on her website, and I can't, if anybody bought them, God dang, you're fucking pathetic. I don't know what to say. Like, why would you fucking waste money on this? Where did you put this in your house is what I want to know. And if the other ones I showed you weren't bad enough, this was the Mean Grills. She meant to write girls, but she accidentally wrote grills on the side candle. And this one was directed at Mandolin. And as you can see, she puts a little, Miss Piggy face on it. And then she writes, you are a fat whore. You are a fat whore. She puts this on a fucking candle and expects that people are going to take this shit seriously. Again, I have to keep pointing that out, because she's trying to make it on her stream like, she's running this serious candle business. But like any grown adult who's running a serious business would never fucking do this. This is so childish. It's so ridiculous. But she wants you all to believe that she's running this serious, candle business. But this is how she fucking started here, and then she's crying about people talking shit about her candles. Well, I mean, this is why. This is what started. Well, this is part of why. I'll show you the other part of why people are, targeting her candles. We'll get to that in a second. But, this is why nobody fucking takes you seriously, dude. Because, I mean, who the fuck does this? And so when that marketing strategy failed, as anyone would expect it to, she moved on to putting deceased and missing children on her candles. And she took a lot of shit for this. I know the Summer Wells one didn't even make it to market, and she claims that she only made this other one for, I don't know, one person, which I just think is fucking weird. Why do you want a picture of a kid that you don't even know on a candle with angel wings? Like, what the fuck? This just looks horrible. But she also put Tiffany's face on one of the candles, and I think Tiffany got pretty upset about that when that happened, which she very well, should have, because she didn't really want anything to do with this. But this was her next marketing strategy, and she got called out for this. And I believe at one point in time, she even said something to the effect of, I don't need the permission. He's fucking dead. Just so heartless and cold. And again, this is where her shit started. And she wanted to be serious. Laura will do anything to make a quick buck. As you can see, like, this shit is just slapped together. It's like, let me just take the easy way out. I'm going to just throw a bunch of spaghetti to the wall and see what sticks. And there's literally nobody Laura won't exploit on her fucking, in her life to make money off of. So she then tried using her friends Molly Golightly, I think she had a Save Robbie candle. She even put fucking Corey on a candle, which wasn't actually Corey. It was like this stupid cat poster. But I'm like, who the fuck wants a reminder of that fucking crazy bitch in their fucking house? Like, no thanks, you know? But she's like, anything she could do on here to make a buck off of people, she will. And at one time, she, like, anytime she would get in drama with people, she would, you know, be like, oh, I'm going to make this kind of candle, and I'm going to make this candle. I'm going to make a stalker candle. One of the worst ideas that she had was, you know, talking about a person here who struggled with addiction, who actually, unfortunately, you know, lost their life because of that. But prior to that happening, Laura said that she was going to make a relapse candle for this person, you know? And again, just using her fucking business to, you know, attack people that criticized her constantly, okay? And then she expected people to fucking take her seriously after this. And I just have to keep pointing that out because, again, like, you know, who the fuck are you kidding here that you're trying to run some type of serious business after doing this shit? That you expect any of us to take you seriously? Because I also got a candle. I can't find a picture of it, but here's an example. She made 3 of these. They're fucking horrible, okay? These were like murder candles, dude, like where she was like literally fucking wishing death on people. I mean, who does this? You know, there's fucking knives and blood. Like, what the fuck? Dude, you are demented, Laura. So there was one for Jules, Sapphire Jules, one for Ballet Babe, and then, you know, myself. I don't know where the pictures are. I don't have fucking all day to sit here looking, but you get the idea. They all looked, you know, horrible and similar. And this was, again, somebody who was trying to be taken seriously. But if she ever really wants to figure out why her, you know, candle business wasn't taken seriously or didn't, you know, become as successful as perhaps she wished, not only is candle making in the year 2025 really hard to fucking make it and, you know, make a living off of just due to the high cost of everything and the small amount of profit that you make because, you know, I myself do it and it's not a very profitable business, okay? You know, you're putting a lot of time, effort, energy, well, you should be, into testing and wasting product and wasting money, just kind of pissing money away before you actually could even make a candle that you could send out that's safe. And we all know, you know, I have received dozens and dozens of photos of Laura's product, you know, from that customers received that were literally engulfed in flames. Okay. I promised the person I wouldn't show the picture. You know, I don't want them to have trouble, but you'll have to take my word on this. If they give me permission one day, I'll definitely show it. But I received, you know, several photos. I showed some of them on here if I had permission from the people of, you know, their products being smashed and smushed and, you know, all fucked up when they got them. And no customer service there at all. Laura's like, oh, well, you know, UPS's fault. Sorry. You know, like she took no responsibility, didn't replace anything for anybody. So bad customer service is part of the reason. But also, look at what the fuck you were making for real and trying to sell to people. I mean, I'm sorry, but we live in a world where the internet, there's so much access to, you know, current trends and what's going on in the world and what's looks good, okay? And this is the shit that she was peddling to people. This doesn't look good. It doesn't look aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Nobody is buying this type of shit right now that I know of. You know, and this is the kind of marketing that she was doing. You know, these are the products that she was making. Before she would actually perfect something, she would just throw pictures up and try to sell it to people, you know, because again, Laura's just looking for a quick dollar, dude. It's all about just like, let me find the fastest way to make money. I'm not going to put 100% effort into anything. I just want the money. You know, I'm not trying to make anything that's on trend or aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I just want to make money. It's just like how she, you know, went to Mexico for weight loss surgery. She, you know, takes Ozempic or whatever the fuck it is. You know, it's a quick fix for everything. That's always what she's looking for. And it's the same thing with the, you know, with her business. Okay. It's not my fault, Laura. Your stuff looks like doo-doo. And let's be honest, nobody in my chat's buying your shit anyway. Okay. Most of the people that are in my chat are people that would never fucking give a dime to you. You know, regardless, doesn't matter. Even if you made the best products around, they wouldn't, you know, buy anything from you because they don't like you, Laura. So, you know, to blame me for your fucking lack of skill lack of marketing, lack of everything, it is absurd, Laura, especially a day after you're saying, oh, nobody affected my business. I mean, you have said several times in the past that I didn't have any effect on your business. And I believe you when you say that, because there's no way I could. The people that watch me don't like you. They're not going to fucking buy anything from you anyway. So who gives a shit? You know, it's not like I put your company name in the fucking title, okay, of every one of my lives. You know, you would have to be in my stream and be watching me already to know if I was even talking about your fucking candle business, Laura. So give me a fucking break, all right? Nobody went real life on your kids or took food out of their mouths. We all know the government puts food in their mouths or helped you for quite a long time there. So, yeah, fuck off with that shit, Laura. And one more thing, you know, it's just like a job interview, right? If you're going to go on a job interview and you want to be taken seriously, when you go to that job interview, you're not going to show up in, you know, your pajamas with your hair all a mess and, you know, your unwashed face with your yesterday's makeup fucking running down. You know, you're going to put your best foot forward, right? You're going to put your best clothes on and clean up and do your hair the right way, okay? Your business should be the same thing. You know, your presentation should be the same way. You should put your best foot forward always. This is not your best foot, or maybe it is, but either way, you know, don't blame anybody else but yourself for taking food out of your kids' mouths or whatever the fuck you know, line you want to use, because, look at this shit. Look at the shit I've been showing, from the horrible fucking ideas to the AI to the bad presentation. If anybody made your business fail, Laura, it's you. You're the reason that your business has failed, because you're fucking lazy and you just don't want to put the fucking effort in to make it look like a legitimate business, to make it actually be a legitimate business.